To Light Priestess Temple Community Creator Spotlight. I am Jennifer Ashira. I'm the founder of Light Priestess Temple Community Membership Training Programs and online courses. And I'm so excited to be here in our community with Anistara Makha, our guest today, our Creator Spotlight. She's sharing her 3 steps to embody your ascension and as it even opens into your divine purpose. And I am so excited to welcome Anistara. Anistara is an author, healer, mentor, a team leader, ceremonial creatrix, woman in action, so much more. Anistara is the mother of 1111 Unified, Portal Gatherings leader, visionary Ascension Integration Mentor, and lead producer of 1111 Unified Virtual Experience and executive director of Transdimensional Illumination 501c3. Yeah. And her purpose is to weave community with unity at the end of that in capital letters and co-create multidimensional experiences for Earth's awakening. Welcome, sister. Welcome, Anistara, my love.
Oh, thank you, sister. I'm so privileged and honored to be here.
Oh, well, welcome. Well, share with us about how you got started on your path. What was your awakening? What was that moment in your life where everything shifted? Tell us about your story.
Yes, I would love to. So my instantaneous Kundalini awakening happened 18 years ago. It was actually on the eve of marrying my husband. We eloped on the beach in Santa Barbara and had a very powerful Hindu ceremony calling in all the goddesses' names. And later that night, I transformed. My higher self entered my body and I became violently ill. I suddenly was constrained by this human body. My multidimensional self didn't know what to do. And so I literally was vomiting. I was sick for days. I stayed up for days. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I couldn't use gas or touch money. I couldn't drive a car. I suddenly wanted to give away all my worldly possessions and just walk the earth. And my beloved new husband really helped me through this by allowing me to just channel and write and channel and write. And then he looked at me one day and he's like, okay, I married Candace. Who's this Anistara? And I tried to explain it, like the entirety of the universe, all in human words. It's almost impossible to do so. And he said, look, I understand what you're saying. And some people might think you're crazy. Like you're just suddenly this new being. Like, what are we going to do with this? He said, what do you need, Anistara? I said, I need time alone. Poor guy. We just got married. And he ended up giving me getting me a cabin up in the mountains overlooking the ocean. And I stayed there for almost 3 months. And he brought me food and he cared for me. And essentially, I just had time to really discover what it is that my higher self was telling me and receiving those channel downloads. And I'm so grateful to him, my beloved Andrew, for giving me that spaciousness to do that.
Yeah. Well, amazing. Well, that's really powerful. Mine was, it was powerful too, in a way of that where everything sheds, like everything you knew sheds. And I went from running a clothing business, running like Mach 50 to then 0, like nothing. And I had to face all the things that I maybe was ignoring or shoving down or all that. And as we move into this next path, what do you feel that with that experience, and then now where you are now in your life, how does that then with your ascension path, how did that ignite where you are now?
Yeah.
And please, beloveds, I want to say, if you want to have questions or comments, please chat. We have live stream. And so if you want to ask questions or comments or post, please post. So
yes, thank you. Well, what happened after those 3 months was my beloved just kept inviting me home, kept inviting me home, kept inviting me home. He's like, we were planning a life together. Like we wanted to, buy a house and have a child and all of these things. And he kept reminding me of this. And so I invited Candace back in and came home to him. And with his support, I started to study. I started to really dive into books and programs, anything having to do with the quantum field, chakras, energy, supple body, things like this. And I began to integrate this knowledge into my current company. I was the founder of Holistic Hooping, and I created a modality called Kundalini Hoop Dance, where utilizing the hoop and the flow arts, I was able to teach people how to become empowered, how to channel what they want from the universe by using that spiral energy of the hoop and then integrating it and grounding it into the earth. And my business totally took off at that point. I was traveling the world. I was teaching at retreats and festivals. I have impacted over hundreds of thousands of people through my performances on stage. And I've taught over 55,000 people how to become embodied and empowered through flow arts. And so, yeah, my work has not changed. It's just shifted from physical embodiment practices into what are the other practices? What are the other things that help me um, like integrate what was coming through and then to ground it into myself. And I'm so excited to begin teaching this with the modality that I've been creating called the Ascension Integration Technique.
How powerful. I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't know all that you did. That is such an incredible wealth of experience to
Yeah.
share with beloveds who maybe want to get on that stage or maybe want to step into more of a global leadership. Like maybe you have a community and you're like, really want to get up and speak on a large stage. Many that terrifies a lot of empaths and healers, and myself included, is to how to break through that and step into that next level. Well, tell us more about these 3 steps to embody
Mm,
your ascension. It sounds
mm.
like you have truly been able to walk through that gateway.
Yeah,
Powerful.
thank you. You've actually helped me quite a bit with this, going through the Divine Feminine Leaders Mastery course this year with you. Beautiful 5 container. Please join it if you feel called. And the 3 steps to me to embody your ascension, or even just the 3 steps to New Earth leadership and stepping into your sovereign power, knowing that you're here to lead, even by example, or you can be a mentor, a teacher, a guide, a coach, is to transmute any of the old, like any of the old self. Like there were certain pains in Candace's body that no longer existed when I really learned how to embody Anistara. Like old injuries no longer lived in my body. I stepped into a whole new me. And Joe Dispenza speaks a lot about this, leaving behind the old and moving into the new you. And so there's many processes, step-by-step formulas, and things that have helped me that I'm creating that ascension integration technique with. The second step is to awakening that inner avatar, knowing that you're a multidimensional being of light inside a human body, having the human experience so that you can experience polarity and duality, so that you can learn how to reconnect with the one, with your higher self, ascended master that you are. So I like to say you're awakening your inner avatar. And then the third is ascending into your highest timeline. When you really tune into what is your higher self saying to you, what is your soul's calling and mission, suddenly magic happens in your life. You can step away from your old corporate job or a relationship that's not serving you anymore, or move to a new home. Like we just went through the 9-9 portal, which is all about completion. And what is that next chapter in your life? And so learning how to ascend into our leadership roles, even if it's just leading by example in integrity, love, accountability, trust, and truth and freedom. Yeah.
Wow. I'm just writing down, my head's down. I'm writing them
Sure.
down, those points. So, number 1 is leave your old self and
Transmute.
move into, and how would, like, what is one thing that would help someone leave their old self? I know it sounds like an easy sentence, but maybe like not so easy for some to do that, like, because they don't
Uh,
know what that means. Could you help
yeah.
illuminate that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Well, there's all kinds of tools that you can utilize to do this. I have studied and have been certified as an advanced theta healer. And then during your course, I became certified as a divine source process practitioner. And so what these two do, they're similar in a sense. Although yours comes from the ancient Egyptian Ma'at ceremony that the high priestesses used in ancient times,
Mhm.
they are similar in the sense that you can begin to dig. What are those core beliefs? What are those core thoughts that dictate your actions in daily life that can keep you from living your fullest and highest potential? And so, a couple of the things that I've been working on for many years, but feel like I really made a breakthrough this year using the divine source process, was the old belief that it wasn't safe to share my magic. That in the
Mm.
past life, I've been a witch and I couldn't share my magic because I was persecuted and burned at the stake. And so, those are old, ancient lineage ties that I had to untangle from and really surrender and let go. And so that's part of the old self, the old ego attachments. And yeah, really it's just about transmuting those old belief patterns that are standing in your way.
Mm. That's such an important one. Not safe to share your magic. How
Mm,
many listening and in replay beloveds, you can raise your hand,
mm,
2 months from now, 3 months from now, like you don't feel safe to share.
mm.
When I started holding little moon circles in Sebastopol, California, my first little toe off the curb, I was terrified. And I have run clothing businesses. I dealt with, men in the garment industry. I had no problem telling anyone what to do, but holding a circle at the Diana Yoga Center, I was
Oh,
terrified. I
wonderful.
was
Yeah.
terrified, and I didn't know that kind of some scars and wounds, and I had to
Mm,
get and make peace with that. So I totally get that because I didn't
mhm,
see that in my 16 years in my other business, not even for a second. And the
mm.
first thing I do, a little moon circle, and I'm terrified.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
16 years of business experience. And
Mm.
so I totally get it. I went through that journey of visibility, and that was a
Yeah.
big one for me because it wasn't safe, was it? In
Mhm.
the last
Yep.
lives.
Yep.
And
And
so
some of the threads connected to that is like worthiness. Like, am I worthy to actually create financial abundance in my life, sharing my magic and what I'm here to do? Right. So there's lots of levels to it.
yeah, well, that's a really big one. I really
Yeah.
feel like you don't have to be a starving healer to be
No. Old
spiritual.
paradigm.
It's the old paradigm, you need to be paid for what you're worth, and what your time and your wisdom and your millions of years of initiation
Mm.
that are showing up in this life. It's not just this life. You've been reinitiated once you show up and you're attracted to a course or a training or a temple. It's all that you've already had. So yeah, how amazing. And then your second step was awaken your inner avatar inside and
Mhm.
reconnect to the one. Well, yeah, I love all about the avatar and the quantum field and your co-creator. What is one way that they can awaken their inner avatar inside or something that you've
Mm.
experienced in your life?
Mhm. Mm, mhm. Well, honestly, what it comes down to is that transmute is that it's about separation, right? Separating the old self into the new. And then awakening the inner avatar is that reconnection with source. And so most cultures, religions, they all have a path back to source energy and creator energy and us being able to create our life. So when we move into embodying our higher self and our soul's mission and purpose even more, then our thoughts, our words, our actions are dictated more from the place of knowing that we're all interconnected and we're all one. That everything is from nature to the table in front of me to you across state lines to everything. And that when we operate from that place of understanding, then we move from a place of being selfish in our life into selfless service, right? And being able to really get that we are all here for a purpose. We're all here for a reason. And what is my soul's calling? What is my contract to share and bring into the world? What vibration do I want to hold? When we tune in and tap in closer to our source energy, we vibrate at higher frequencies, right? So when we talk about planetary ascension and human awakening, it's really about starting to vibrate at those higher frequencies. And love is the highest frequency of all. My son said, Mom, what's the meaning of life? And I said, honey, it's really just about learning how to love and how to be loved.
I love that. And beloveds alive, if you have any questions about Ascension or about embodying that, or you're facing something and you would love some guidance or support, please post. You have our beloved Sister of Ascension Awakening here with you. And it's a great way that you are opening this with such positivity and such divine feminine, coming from your divine feminine power. I'd love to know, just like when you talked about ascension, what is ascension to you? Like, what does that mean to you? I mean, we all have our different viewpoint, we have different missions. All of us have different missions. We're unique to our soul path. What do you feel? What is ascension to you? I'd love to hear your take on it.
Oh, that's a great question. Ascension to me is, again, raising our frequency and vibration. And as each of us ascend in our awakening, whatever path you're following, that we can collectively heal our collective traumas, humanity's, the human condition of pain and suffering, that we can begin to transcend that together. Things like poverty and war can be a thing of the past. We can really ascend together as one human family. And as each person raises their frequency and vibration, we go up an octave together as a planet. And so, for some who believe that that we're going to be moving into a 5D or a fifth dimensional Earth, that Terra it's so key and important for each of us to play our role or our little piece of the puzzle to actually co-create the new Earth together. And when we're all vibrating at a different frequency and a higher frequency together, it actually is evident in our outside world, and the earth itself will heal, and we will be living in harmony with her and with each other. And we could bring in this whole new golden age of peace and harmony.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm on the planet. And I feel that the golden age starts from within. It's not a destination, but as we start to activate it within our heart centers and we open up that magnetic field and we are it starts to create new physical structures. New people start awakening when you walk in a room because of the frequency you vibrate. And I feel, I see that, and that's why we're all here. I feel is to truly, like the way show is to usher in. Don't you feel like to usher in this new way of being? Because it's not a Piscean 2.0. If it's all new, we have to be new structures. We're going from carbon to crystalline to golden. We are literally changing, and to create that newness, don't you feel like it shows up from within, and then it shows up as within, so without? What do you feel about that?
Indeed, when we are literally shifting on a cellular basis, like our DNA is being repaired, we can claim our healing right in a particular moment and say, whatever ailment you have, whatever disease you have, I truly believe that we can heal ourselves from. Of course, there's tools, green juicing, fasting, etc., meditation, daily laughter. These are all things that will help us heal our body, but ultimately it comes to your choice. Do I want to live with cancer in my body? No, of course not. I'm not signing up for that experience. What am I creating? I'm creating a body of health and happiness and wholeness, and remembering that I'm always whole and I'm perfect just as I am, and I'm doing the best that I can. And so when I step into a room and I meet new people that I've never met before, and even some, when I tell them my name, Anistara Ma Ka, they're like, what does that mean? And Anistara, Ani means I am, star. Ra is the masculine sun god, Ma is feminine mother, and Ka is our supple spirit body. So it has the Holy Trinity in the name. And that's a whole nother story how that came to me.
Well, I
So
totally get you there. And I love when people say my name because it's a sound current coming back to me of
yeah.
of that frequency. And then when people say your name, they're sending out that frequency. So I love that too. And so to your we had the third recap was ascend into your highest timeline, leave an old relationship that's not serving you, learn how to ascend into leadership. All this. So I'd love to hear what on that point three for your three embody your
Mm,
ascension.
mm,
How,
yeah,
what's the way to help you ascend to your highest timeline?
mm,
And maybe how you did, like in an area
mm,
that was real and personal for you.
yeah. Well, I'm going to give my relationship as an example. My partner and I, before lockdown and that whole rigmarole we all went through, we were really having some trouble in our relationship and we weren't getting along. And so many things started coming to the surface, bubbling up for us to look at and see. And we had to commit to ourselves first and to each other that we'd be willing to look at that and that we'd be willing to see it all the way through and that we be willing to see that our mess is our message to each other. And as mere reflections, we are here to do the work together. And so when I talk about ascension in highest timelines, individually and collectively, he and I have accelerated and come to a place where we're in full support and loving partnership together. And we went through many tools to do that, whether it was books or landmark forum curriculum for life. We're a part of an Eden World community that's all about conscious coupleship and holding each other together and learning tools to use in our relationship and grow and expand together. And so I have a lot of wisdom and knowledge now, being in a relationship for 20 years and being completely abundantly successful and happy and blissful together presently. Some of the trials and tribulations and challenges that we went through to get there. And so that's what I mean by getting to your highest timeline. Imagine what would be possible if my life looked like this, right? And then start taking actions to get there and believing that it's already yours
Mm-hmm.
now, right? With finances and abundance, like it's already mine. I already feel 1,000 people or more coming to our 3-day summit on 11/11. Like I feel it, I know it in my body, and I embody it in a way that it's going to happen.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I am such a student of that since I was 25, reading books and creating because I didn't see it in my family. And I wanted to know, why does someone over here have this consistently and this guy doesn't? Like, what's the difference? I didn't
Yeah.
learn that growing up. And so I read books too. And I
Mhm.
live I've built everything on that. Um, so yeah, we have some interesting chats going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and so I really feel that we create it, don't we? We create. I
Mhm.
envision when I have something. I envision like what's the end result? What is that feeling of that event or that? And I see them all together, holding arms and just in happy and smiles, and everything lines up for that vision. And so I am a student of that. I everything I've built is on that way of being. So that magnetic
Yeah.
heart with the divine masculine pineal and they merge together and create a reality.
Mhm.
So
Uh-huh.
yeah, so that's amazing that you have created this and that's how you ascend your highest timeline is through envisioning it, through knowing it, through attracting it into your field.
Yeah, feeling it.
Yeah, feeling
Yeah.
it.
First and foremost, you gotta feel it.
Yeah, feel
Yep.
it. Yeah.
Not gonna get it if you don't feel
No, it
it.
doesn't come in like, "When I get that new job, I'm gonna be happy." Like, no, it's like
Yeah,
you are in that new job now, and you are feeling
yeah,
that abundance and
yeah,
that
yeah,
interview, like,
yeah,
and call it in. Yeah, that's how I've
right.
lived my life. Yeah, it's amazing. Well, amazing. So,
Thank
I'm
you.
so excited to hear your powerful words and sharing and all that you are walking in the world. And what is
Mhm,
to kind of give like one sentence or one kind of wrap up to your 3 steps to embody your ascension and
mhm,
live your divine purpose? What is one thing you
mm.
could give as a takeaway for our community?
You are empowered to live the life that you choose to create. And ultimately, you are the only one responsible for that creation. So don't look outside yourself, begin within.
Yes, and so it is. It always starts from
Yes.
within. We create what we see in our lives.
Yeah.
Wow, how powerful. And beloved Anistara, how can you have a free gift for us? So tell us
Mhm.
about your free gift and for our community. And it's above.
Amazing. Yeah, so I'm inviting all of you to come and join us for the 1111 Unified Embody Your Ascension 3 Steps to New Earth Leadership Summit, which is November 9th, 10th, and 11th. It is a sacred container Zoom call where we're going to deep dive into transmute, awaken, and ascend. And I'll be joined by 11 or 12 amazing teachers and mentors, globally recognized ascension teachers. And I'm so excited to be able to share tools that you can apply to your life and get immediate results. So you can join us for that summit for free. You can also make a donation to our nonprofit, Transdimensional Illumination, and receive the bonuses. So there's Anistara's Ascension Video Vault, which is a collection of some of my most favorite past presenters from 1111 Unified 2020, 21, and 22. And then the next bonus is if you want to go the sliding scale for the highest ranking portal pass, then you'll get a one-on-one mentorship coaching session with me. So I'm really excited to share all of this with you.
Oh, well, thank you, sister. And then you go up and just click on the link and join her and her incredible. She's been doing this 1111 work for and this service for so long. It's such a part of your DNA and your soul codes. I am so honored to hear that. And how,
Mm.
sister, how can people come find you and how can they reach you and see all your offerings and your magic you offer in the world?
Yeah. So the best way right now is 1111unified.com because the event is coming so quickly. And you can get to the event page by 1111unified.com/embody your ascension. And once you hit ascend now or my portal pass now, it will take you to our ticketing page where you can get your pass. And you can also see some of the personal work that I'm sharing on anistara.com. I am a certified portal priestess of the Mystery School of Learning How to Read Each Other's Yonis. So this is my work to the sisterhood, and you can see that at anistara.com. And then, of course, you can just always email myself and my team at 1111unified@gmail.com.
Amazing. I'm so honored. I love hearing what you're doing, where you're going, and how you are
Yeah.
sharing your magic and your medicine and your wisdoms with the world. And ascension is it's like such a tossed around word, and it's so overused, but it's such an important word because we literally are moving from where we were to where we are going. And it is moving upwards and we're getting lighter and we're having to shed. I know so much is happening now of purging and shedding, and it's been really intense right now. If you're live, we have 7 planets in retrograde. Hopefully, when you're
Wow.
watching this in replay, it'll not be 7 planets in retrograde. It is for me like going back like through time and every little nuance they're showing me. And it's like, oh my God,
Mm.
really? Like 12 years old, 13 years old, 6 months? Like, okay, got to go
Yeah.
back.
Yep.
It's been incredible. But I feel it's because where we're going. And
Yeah. And it shows up for a reason, right? It's like in our face for us to actually be able to process it, move through it, and move beyond it into our new selves.
we have a beloved that worked with you in one of your portal pujas. And I did recently with Anistara. And it was so epic and inspiring. Highly recommend. Oh, beloved, thank you so much
Amazing.
for sharing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
well, beloved,
Yeah. Magic happens when we connect with our sacred portal. So, yeah.
absolutely. That is
Uh-huh.
dimension.
We have actually if you're watching this before this coming Sunday, we do have a Temple of the Sacred Portal. So that's on my link tree as well, on a star 1111.
Amazing. Well, you are a very active woman in action in your bio is like, that is right on. Well, sister,
Yeah.
we need you in the world and we need you sharing your light and giving your gifts and being a part of this huge awakening on the planet and sharing your wisdoms and all the work you're doing in the world, and you have been doing in service, and you will continue to be in service and sharing your light in such a huge way. And I'm so honored to walk with you and to learn more about you. I never knew about all your huge going to festivals and doing all Shakti spiral work. Amazing.
Love
I love learning something
it.
new. Amazing. Well, sister,
Yeah.
I thank you. I honor you. And do you have any last word before we close out?
I just want to speak that I'm happy to go in and respond to the comments. I see some that are coming in, and yes, past lives, Hathor, Isis, ancient Egypt. We're actually going to Egypt next year. I know you're taking a tour with you this 11/11, and next year we'll be taking an 11/11 unified tour. So we'll be there October 26th to November 14th, culminating at 11/11 at the Temple of Isis. So you can join us for that sacred ceremony next year.
Oh, amazing. Oh, Egypt is so next level. It's so powerful. So I thank you, sister. I honor you. And until next time, beloveds, join us every second and fourth Wednesday at Light Priestess Temple for Creator Spotlight, where the members are sharing their wisdom, their magic, and uplifting you on your ascension path as a priestess and a way shower and a visionary for the new golden age. And I will see you next session, beloveds. And I thank you so much, Anistara, for coming on and being with us. And I send you so much love, mwah, kisses, and so much love to you, beloved. And thank you, beloveds. And we will see you next time. Much love.